Hey, love bugs, what's up? I hope you're having a good morning, noon, night, whenever this video may reach you. Do your girl a favor and hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell. It's kind of dark in here, so you can get that thing, thing, thing. I wish the lighting was better. Whenever I upload a new video. So today, we are going to be talking about what is wrong with a lot of these men. What is wrong with these men? Like, I'm trying to wait for a few more of y'all to join me, come up in here so I can tell y'all about something that I just saw that legit just like disgusted me. I honestly, we do our Starbucks chats and I like choose different topics that I want to speak about. And, sometimes I'm just inspired by things that legit happen. I'm inspired by things that someone told me. I'm inspired by things that I've seen, and I'm just like, what's up? Have you seen the what? Vivian? Oh, we're gonna have to come back and do a show about that later on. That and Kanye West. But what's up, self helper? Hey Jasmine. Hey Vivian. Make sure you all are hitting the like button. It's three dots at the top of the screen. Press it and hit the thumbs up for me. Yes. Waiting for a few more of y'all to come on over. Oh, I keep getting stuck. It's this stud on this now. Come on over, baby. Let me know if y'all can hear me or if like the music is like too loud. Let me know. Can y'all hear me? Is the background noise too much? Put a one if you can hear me. Put a two if it's the background noise is too much. Thank you, Vivian. Okay, y'all can hear me. So, it's a lot of things that's been going on with a lot of these men in this world today. And of course, I have to preface this by saying not all men, not all, not all, not all. Because we do know that there are some great men out there. There are some men that are kind. There are some men that are decent. There are some men that are successful. There's men that work, what's up, Aisha? There's some men that work hard for their families and that legit are providers. There's a few men that are pillars of the community and like actually do things for the greater good of the collective. But a lot of men out here are just nasty. Like I was walking here, right? On a busy street. On a busy street, right? Like what time is it? It's like almost barely 3 in the afternoon. So there's potentially children could be walking where I was. There was a man, a grown man, with like gym shorts on, with his penis out. With his penis out. We gotta give Dr. Umar that. With his penis out at 2 something in the afternoon on a Tuesday, urinating on a sidewalk. He did not even curb himself. He did not even have the same decency as a dog. I saw his penis straight out, straight phallus, just straight out like this, holding it. Like he like leaned in a little bit to like the wall, but he did not try to go into a corner. He didn't even have the decency to be on like a block that was like out of the way that you couldn't even like, see what was going on. He wasn't even like turned in to the wall. Like he was like, let me see if I can demonstrate it. So he was standing. Can y'all see me? So he was standing there. So say this is the wall, right? So he's standing there, and say I'm coming from this way, and he just had it out like this, like this. So like anybody that's coming toward him could see it. Like he's like this. The wall is here. He wasn't even trying to lean into the wall. He didn't try to go into a corner. Like he legit was just standing there, like holding it. Like you saw it. And I'm like, where is the police? Call the police. Call the police. Like, why would this man, was he homeless? I don't know, Vivian. I couldn't really tell. I looked at him. He didn't look dirty and tattered. He just looked like, maybe he could have had like not a lot of money, but he didn't look like a pauper. Like he didn't look like he was begging for change necessarily. Like he looked like he was drunk. But he had on a shirt, like a t-shirt and some like basketball shorts. And he was just out like with his penis out. I heard the stream of like it sounded like water, and I was like, "What is that?" So I looked, and it was just. And he looked me dead in my eyes like this. He looked me dead in my eyes. And I looked at him and then I looked down and I was like, ah! And he just kept on going. He didn't even flinch. He didn't even try to move. He didn't even try to turn away. He didn't even try to do anything to shield himself. And I'm like, imagine if I had a child and I was walking with a child. Or imagine someone else is walking with a small child, a small child. That's absolutely disgusting. Like, I personally feel like that should be like categorized as like sexual harassment or something like that. Like, we already know indecent exposure, but like, I feel like you should have to register somewhere if you're out like urinating with your whole thing out like that. Like, it's not even like he did it in a corner. You get what I'm saying? To where as you can't see and you have to like look to see what's going on. No, like he was on the sidewalk. He wasn't in a corner. And then he just looked at my eyes like, and I'm just so disgusted. Like, first of all, everybody up in here, make sure y'all hit the like, the thumbs up. It's three dots at the top of the screen. Press it and click the thumbs up. He was looking at you like you was disturbing him. Exactly. Yes, because why is there so many of y'all up in here? What are you yapping? Get out of here. I don't have time for this. Everybody up in here right now is three dots at the top of the screen. Press the three dots and hit the thumbs up. Greeting, hi, Island Boy. Yes, Mia G, it is. How big was it? You're disgusting. You looked at that thing. I didn't know what was going on. Like I just heard it, and it was a lot. Like it sounded like just like water. So I just looked to see what was going on, and I saw a man, and I looked down, and I just saw his whole penis. His entire penis was out. Like he didn't even try to like just have the tip out. Like the whole thing was out. I just don't understand. Like a lot of men just don't have no cool. They don't have no decency. They just don't care. Then I saw another video of a man of a park ranger trying to detain a 12-year-old girl that was a street vendor. And I'm like, and he was like manhandling her. And you're not even a police officer. Like, why are you even touching this little girl? And it was so scary because I'm like, if he was with this girl and nobody was around, could you imagine what he probably would have done to her? Like the police came, like, but the police wasn't even like trying to take him off of her. Like the little girl was like scared, like, get off of me, oh my God. And a whole group of people had to like intervene. And of course, at the end, it was a melanin rich woman that pulled the little girl completely away from the man. And I'm just, hey, what's up, Faith? And I'm just like, what is going on with these men out here? Like, they just got their whole penis out in the public. They harassing kids, harassing, like, just because you got a badge does not mean that you should be able to like accost and harass and assault people. And exposing yourself like that in public should be a crime. She was 12 years old, Ivy. She was 12. There's a video of a man using the bathroom on a random woman, and when she turned around, she was horrified, got up screaming and ran. This is what I'm saying, Perfect Now. Is like they are doing a lot of nasty, disgusting things out here. Like I'm from New York City, so just being on a train alone in New York is like a whole nother galaxy. Like I've seen men legit like I've been on a train and I've seen a man pleasuring himself. Like I didn't this man didn't pull it out, but he legit was like in his pants, like you could see the movement, like pleasuring himself on the subway. And I'm like, they don't have no type of like nothing. They don't even care. There could be kids around. They do not care. It's so disgusting. Like the subway is very scary. Like I've had people grind up against me on the subway, like legit where there's so much space. You don't have to like touch me. Legit like grind up against me, like press themselves up behind me. Get out of here, screw face, look at my cat. Like, bye. I don't have time for this. Like I'm just disgusted. Like I don't know what's wrong with a lot of these men that do these things, but it's so disgusting. Like I cannot. Yeah, they no self control and they don't care. A lot of them are really sexual deviants. Like it's disgusting. Like you're out in a public like masturbating on a public subway. And I've seen this with my own two eyes. I'm not talking about things that I heard. I saw this. I just now was walking here to Starbucks and saw a man with his whole penis out on the sidewalk. And I know it's gonna sound like I'm redundant. I'm like continuously repeating myself because a lot more people are coming in and they probably didn't hear what I was saying from the beginning. But I titled this video "What's Wrong with These Men?" because I just saw a man urinating on the sidewalk on a busy sidewalk at 2 something in the afternoon with his entire penis out. He was not in a corner. He was not trying to shield himself. He had the whole thing out on a busy street. Did not care. Can I be a mod? Oh, hey, boo. No, I have enough mods at the moment, babe. Some men get on the metro in France when it's rush hour with the sole purpose of rub up against women. What can we do? Leah, you in France, shouts out to France, but it's disgusting. And it's like, when we call out this behavior, they say, oh, not all men, not all. Okay, but a lot of us are having similar experiences. Look what I just said I experienced that in New York City. You just said you experienced the same thing in France. We are in two completely different countries and on two completely different continents and two completely different cities. And yet we have a similar experience with dealing with men. And that is my whole point. And this is why I feel like we have to have these talks with each other because they always try to make it seem like we're lying or we're exaggerating or it's not all, not all, not all. Granted, maybe it's not you. Maybe you don't do that. Womp womp, bitch, get out of here. Maybe you don't do that personally. Maybe the 5 men that's surrounded by you don't do that personally, but the collective of men, majority rules. A majority of a lot of women experience these disgusting, foul, and deplorable behaviors from men. Back in the day, a white man would pull up and take them to the nut house. Well, nothing is. I don't know what to do now because at the end of the day, it's very kind of like as a woman you always have to be on guard. Clearly you always have to watch our back. You have to mind where you're walking. You have to mind what you're doing. And granted, yes, I will never tell women not to aren't these earrings cute? I had these earrings for so long. I don't know where I got them from, but I just found them like going through a old jewelry bag. I have a bunch of like jewelry bags because I have a lot of accessories, and I was like, oh my god, and I feel like it goes so cute with this top. But anyway, so what gets me is that the men that's always saying not all, not all, not all, they don't ever do anything to speak out against the men that's doing these disgusting things. And the man that I just saw was not a black man; it was a Latino man that was doing that. The man that I saw, pleasuring himself on a train was a black man. The man that rubbed himself up against me was a clear man. So it's not just one race of man. So we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna say, oh, it's just black men. It's just no men in general have a lot of sexually deviant behavior that they need to check instead of always blaming women. Oh, what did you do? First of all, when I just seen that man's penis, I didn't do anything but walk down the motherfucking block. I didn't do anything but walk down the street. I didn't do nothing but walk down the street. So are you gonna say, oh, that's your fault that he had his penis out? Like, oh, because he just had to urinate. Ma'am, there was a deserted block that he could have went down. There's an alleyway that he could go down. Like I'm in the tri-state area. There's plenty of places that you could go if you're gonna even do that outside, where everybody does not need to see you, where everybody does not need to see you. So what type of excuses is y'all gonna make for that type of behavior? What type of excuses is y'all gonna make for the type of men that's on the subway jerking off? Like, what are y'all gonna say? Look, here we go. We got one. Look, stop bashing men. I'm legit talking about men doing lewd acts in public, lewd sexual acts in public. And we're gonna have somebody up in here say, stop bashing men. I will never not bash men that exposes their penis in public where there's women and children around that does not want to see that. I will never stop bashing those men. I never will. And that's my point. Y'all all is a hit dog that's hollering because y'all all can relate because at the end of the day, y'all are the men that I'm talking about. So you feel immediately like you have to be on defense mode because a hit dog is hollering. What's up, Sean? Why in public? This is what I'm saying. They do these nasty things in public, like legit, like pulling their penis out. Child. And we can't always just say, oh, it's mental health, it's mental health. Some people do have mental health issues, and I get that. I seen a man taking a shit outside, and I felt like he was mentally ill. Like I'm like, okay, this man got to be mentally ill. But men that's like pleasuring themselves, that's jerking off, that's pulling their penis out, that's um pulling a penis out anywhere, that's not all just a mental illness. Like I'm sorry, we're not gonna say that like, oh, this is just a mental illness. No, what is wrong with a lot of these men? It's disgusting. And the fact that men will get up here and try to defend this and don't even speak out against the men that's doing these disgusting things, it speaks volumes. It speaks volumes because why would you get up here and get offended by me saying that this is disgusting? It's because you feel like I'm talking about you. It's because you're probably that type of man. Because anybody that's decent, somebody told me that a woman was out here exposing her vagina, I absolutely would be like up in arms. Like she needs to be registered somewhere. That's extremely inappropriate. The woman that was allowing her 7 year old to wax the older women's coochies, I was appalled. I did a video on it and I said the mother needed to be investigated because there's no reason in the world. And the women that allowed the little baby girl to do that needs to be under investigation too. There's no way in the world I'm gonna go to get my comb waxed as a grown woman in her 30s and allow a 7 year old child to have me spread open. When you get in the wax, you have to touch the vagina. You have to put the wax down. You have to put you have to put your hand on it. You gotta pull it like, and then like once you whip it, you put your hand on to cool it off. Like, to have a baby doing that is disgusting. It's disgusting. I'm not gonna be like, oh well, men do it too. What about men? No, all y'all want to do is pivot and deflect. Pivot and deflect. Thank you, Victorious One. This is a problem with both men and women. Don't just say, see, look, here we go. Both men and women. Sir, women are not out here exposing themselves, raping, and pillaging at the same rate as men. Women are not out here masturbating themselves off in public at the same rate as men. Women are not out here exposing themselves in public at the same rate as men. Pivot and deflect. Pivot and deflect. That's all you all know how to do is pivot and deflect. That's it. Pivot and deflect. Pivot and deflect. Pivot and deflect. Pivot and deflect. Like, why would you get up here and talk about women too? Women are not out here with a penis, whipping a penis out, jerking a penis off because we don't have one. So no, women are not doing the same thing as men. Women are not out here. No, it's not the same. It does not add up. Stop trying to pivot and deflect. Like, stop trying to pivot and deflect. Yes, I've seen guys do that in public. Keith. I was just walking here to the Starbucks and saw a man with his full penis out on a busy street, urinating. He did not even try to curve himself. He legit had his penis out. The whole thing, too. It wasn't even just a tip. The whole thing. And y'all want to say, oh, women do that, too. Where do you see women doing that at? Where? Ain't no kids around me. You look like you eat. Whatever. When women do it, there's accountability, both legal and socially. Report it. All right, you getting out of here. Like, why would you report my live for sexual content? I'm not doing anything sexual. Like, what are we talking about? Talking about predators? That's a reason to report my live, you see? It's because a lot of these men are nasty and they see themselves in what I'm up here, I guess you could say complaining about, but what I'm initially talking about in this live and what I'm shining a light on because of something that I legit just experienced. I'm not making up stuff. I legit just saw a grown man's penis less than an hour ago. And y'all gonna get up here and say women do it too? What woman you know in a broad daylight is out here with her vagina out? If a woman is popping a squat to pee, 9 times out of 10, she's in between two cars, somewhere where people can't see her. She's not trying to be seen. She's not on a busy street where people are walking by in front of establishments that are open for business. That is very, very extremely rare that you will see a woman's coochie out. You don't see women on a subway masturbating. That's just not something that is a normal occurrence. I've seen men do it multiple times. Like, y'all need to stop lying. Y'all lie so bad. Who cares? If you don't care, then why are you here, ho? Get out of here, scram. Are you crazy? Is your mother crazy? Look at this. So do you just not like all men? Pivot and deflect, pivot and deflect, pivot and deflect, pivot and deflect. Y'all just can't, like, y'all are so self-absorbed and self-centered that you cannot remove yourself from a situation because you know deep down inside you're a creep. That's the only thing I can come up with. You know you're a creep. If me talking about this is offending you and making you feel like, oh, so you just don't like all men, oh, so then you're a creep. It's giving Jeepers Creepers. It's giving a creepy crawler. Because why would you get offended by me saying that it's disgusting for a man to expose himself in public? Why would that offend you? Why would you automatically just be like, Oh, you hate all men. Close your legs. Bitch, my legs is not open. And if I wanted them to be, that would be my motherfucking business. So I'm so women be on guard. Period. Where's the milkshake? The milkshake is here. So the cash app me. Send me a cash app. My cash app is pinned and send me a super chat. I can go back and change things. My wife was right all along. Big time creeps that don't have daughters and don't care about anyone else's. Mm, it's against YouTube terms of service. So yes, people can and will report you. What's against YouTube terms of service? Saying that people are exposing themselves. How are y'all? How are these people really getting mad because I'm saying that? And I love when they come in here and do this because it just exposes the nature of a lot of these people. It exposes the nature, and that's why I don't just outright just block them. Like I need y'all to see. And this is, I feel like what I'm doing is a social experiment. I personally feel like me doing these vertical lives are like a social experiment because this is bizarro. Like, look at the type of comments that I'm getting. Who are you talking to? Like, look at this. They love to make up rules and regulations that don't exist. They are gonna mess around and get their account taken. This is what I'm saying. Like, how am I going against community guidelines? I'm not showing anybody's phallus. I'm not like what y'all chose come on here and say so many disgusting things to LJ, but you want to report her for talking about. Thank you, Amy. They really do say a lot of disgusting things to me, and I just be like, I keep going because what I'm doing is way bigger than what these men. We just gotta call it what it is. These are men that's out here saying these nasty things. You dress like this on purpose. I dress how I want to dress. What does that have to do with anything? If you see, and this is what happens too. And I'm glad he said that you dress like this on purpose. It doesn't matter if I had my eyes covered, and I always have to say the same things in my live streams. So sometimes it may seem like I'm repeating the same talking points because I am, because there's new people that's coming in that have not heard these things. Thank you, Michael. Is it legal to be so beautiful? Thank you, baby. I appreciate you. It does not matter what a woman is wearing. What should be the focal point is men not being able to control themselves and curb their urges. That is what the real issue is. Because what about children that get assaulted, that don't have nothing, that's flat chested? What about that? You know how many kids are trafficked daily? What about people that are living in Middle Eastern, in third world countries that you don't even see anything but their eyes, and they're still terrorized and brutalized and assaulted and accosted? What about those people? You can't say it's about what a person is wearing. A grown person should be able to control themselves, point blank, period. And if you can't control yourself as a grown man, then you don't need to be a part of society. We need to start shining the light on that more so than trying to blame women for what it is that they're wearing. What's up, Amber? Like, it's just so disgusting. Your dad was never around you, clearly. My dad is my best friend, and you're getting blocked because now you're trying to be funny. And this is what you all do. You pivot and you deflect. Produce chocolate milk. See, look at this. It's disgusting. Like, oh, God. I don't see anything wrong with what she's wearing, and it doesn't matter. Sean, men need to stop getting in their feelings and in defense modes. Acknowledge there is a problem. Do what you can in your community to hold men accountable. That part. Thank you, self helper. I appreciate you for the super chat, baby. By the way, your hair is amazing. Thank you, babe. Off topic, but good Lord, your hair is beautiful and you rock. Thank you. It's just, I'm just disgusted. Amber, so you missed the beginning, right? I don't think you saw the beginning. So I made this live about, I said, what is wrong with these men? That's the title of this live because as I was walking here, a man had his full penis out, like full on out, urinating on the sidewalk on a broad daylight sidewalk. Like, were you legit? Because like a child could have been walking by. Me, I'm a woman. I was walking by, and he legit had his whole peen out. Like he was angled toward a building, but he was like off to the side to where you can see it. Like when you're walking by and you look at him, you can see it like clear as day. Like it was fully out. And this is why I said, what is wrong with these men? Like, why would a man do that in public at 2:30 in the afternoon when there's children getting out of school, people coming outside? Like, that's just absolutely disgusting. You're on a street where there's like a bunch of businesses that's open. Did you stare? No, I did not stare. I screamed. I looked at him first. He looked me dead in the eyes like this. And then I looked down because I heard it sound like water or something. So I just looked to see what's going on. And I looked at him and then I looked down and I said, ah. And he just kept going and looked at me. And I just kept walking and I was just so disgusted. And then now these men are up in here saying, oh, women do it too. What about women? Like, what do you mean, what about women? And then there's another man coming up in here saying, oh, look at how you dressing like that on purpose. That's sick. How the F could a man be dangling out for the world to see? This is what I'm saying, in broad daylight on a busy sidewalk. He was not in an alleyway. He was on a busy street where there's stores open, where anybody could be walking by. And then I also went on to talk about the times that I've been on the subway and I've seen men masturbating. And I've been on the subway and I've had men rub up against me. And then they get up here and say, women do it too. Women do it too. And I said, where are these women that's out here masturbating in public, urinating in public on a public sidewalk? Yeah, women will urinate in public, but on a public sidewalk, like in the middle of the sidewalk? What? Y'all are disgusting. Like, what is wrong with y'all? And then they coming up in here doing what they do best, pivot and deflect, pivot and deflect, pivot and deflect, pivot and deflect. That's all they do is pivot and deflect. I hope no kids saw that either because that was absolutely disgusting. Yeah, he would have. I wish it was police around. Either that or they probably would have given him a ticket. Men condone male bad behavior because they want to do it too. Ding, 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 truth heard. You hit the nail on the head because there's no reason on God's green earth that there's men in this chat right now that's trying to pivot and deflect and blame women. How do you blame a woman? And I'm sitting up here saying that I just saw a full grown man's penis just now walking here. How is that a woman's fault? Where do women even come into play with this? Then they want to start talking about what I'm wearing. So because of what I had on, this man pulled his penis out and started doing what he did. Child, I just cannot. I just cannot. A few weeks ago, I had a guest at a hotel I worked for the busiest night Saturday. Instead of going to his room and using the restroom, he's got a car song out for the work. Even at least that man had the nerve to at least go by his car. This it's just disgusting. Period. But this man was legit on the sidewalk. Like I have to keep saying it because I don't think that people really understand. Like this is the men that's coming up in here trying to defend this type of behavior are like fucking delusional. This is a chai latte. It's either I get a chai latte or I get a white mocha latte. But it's a chai. I really like the chai these days for the antioxidants. It is perverted. It is. So I just don't understand how anybody's coming up in here trying to defend this. I'm just so utterly confused. So when they continue asking him, he lifted up himself and said on to him, I don't know what you're talking about. Men are not as offended as women. Of course, a man is not going to be offended by seeing another man's penis because you have the same equipment. He's nasty in the story. Anyone defending it is just as sick as nasty, period. You want some money? Of course, send me a super chat. A super chat or send me, you know, a cash app. Thank you, Quaisha, for posting that. Do you know my TikTok link? It's at Hey Love Jones. If you could post that too. Thank you, boo. It's just a bum, probably on drugs or alcohol. I don't know what it was, but I've also seen men that looked good masturbating. So how about that? Or men that look like they're going to a corporate job, rubbing their penis behind my backside. What about that? Because y'all like to make these excuses. That man had on basketball shorts and a t-shirt. He didn't look like he was doing fucked up to me. He looked like a regular person. Anyone should be offended by seeing another person's genitals in public. Exactly. I sent a super chat. You didn't say anything. I didn't get a super chat, babe, from you. I only saw. Or are you the one that said If you sent the super chat, I said thank you.